I hope y'all are ready for the tea to be spilt.
Give a grip, give a life, get over it.
Diva Carja Curses and John. Hi guys, my name is Chris. Y'all just saw me spill the tea literally and I've just ruined my floor. This cup now has a Lucozade energy drink in it because y'all know I need the energy to talk about this shit. Oh my god, bad idea. It's like warm. So today, if you couldn't tell by the title, is I am going to be spilling the tea and talking about what predictions / wants I would like to see on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars Season 3. That was a mouthful. It's been a while since I've had a mouthful. Okay, I think the easiest way to talk about it is I'll break it down season by season, talk about what queens are likely to go back in and what ones I would like to see. Maybe they're not hugely anticipated and they might not make it, but just, you know, the kicks. So from season 1. So season 1 was a weird season because they were only getting established. So a lot of the queens didn't really appreciate what they were getting themselves into. Obviously they were probably told about what the kind of way the show was going to work, but they probably weren't able to, you know, fully appreciate what they were actually getting themselves involved in, because obviously it's the first of their kind. So all they knew what they had to do was be, you know, a successful drag queen, but like that kind of means something different now from season 1 to season 9. So obviously I'm not going to pick any queens that were on All Stars. A huge one that people are speculating is Ongina. Ongina was brilliant on her season. Obviously she had her breakdown moment and she was very, like, that was kind of such an eye-opener for the community at the time. And, you know, it was very, very taboo. Like, it still is taboo, but at that time it was very taboo to talk about it on TV at all. And, you know, that's very admirable that she was able to, you know, speak her truth and really, you know, kind of shed light on a dark subject and on a subject that doesn't really get much attention. Ongina might be on the season. There's a lot of speculation that she's going to be on the season. Now it's supposed to be filming in August, so she's actually got a gig that just happened there on July 19th. So who knows? You know, she's a big player for season 1. And the other queen that I'd like to see is Pork Chop. Everyone loves Pork Chop.
Hey, Pork Chop.
You know, there is a running joke, obviously she's the very, very first queen eliminated, and I think that, you know, just kind of sets her apart from the other queens. You know, like, she's got the most to prove, I suppose. Where, like, she's like, I was the very, very first queen evicted, and now if she gets brought back, obviously I really want her to fight, and I'd love to see how she's evolved since, because obviously we didn't get to see much of her on her actual season. The only things we see of her since are kind of where she's the butt of the joke, and she's kind of, even in the most recent finale, like, they had that moment. India Farrow was sitting in her seat, allegedly, and then obviously Pork Chop was there. I don't know why they made that a web exclusive video. That was really, really bad decision. I thought that was hilarious and that would have worked really well on the finale, but that was that. So I'm going to move on to season 2. And in season 2, one of the big, huge people I'd really like to see back is Morgan McMichaels. Now, obviously, Morgan McMichaels has a lot to offer, and she was brilliant on her season. I think she got sent home because she kind of looked like a hooker, standard. And she's kind of been involved in a little bit of controversy with Tyra Sanchez. So I'm not going to delve into that at all. I'm just saying that that's there, and that's also like a factor of why she would be in the spotlight a little bit at the moment. And allegedly she had cancelled a gig on August 17th. Okay, pause. This tea was brought to you by Reddit user Jeremy15. Now back with the show. Obviously they're due to be filming in August, also allegedly, but I think they are. So like, this where people were thinking that the contracts have been confirmed, and obviously if she's cancelling gigs in August, she's got other plans. And why would you cancel a gig? That's money for RuPaul's Drag Race All Star Season 3. Morgan McMichaels confirmed. I think we will see her there. Also from season 2, who I'd love to see, and apparently, like, I didn't realize that she was actually such a big player in the, you know, might actually show up on the actual show, is Shangela. Now I know people would think that she's not really a season 2 queen, she's more of a season 3 queen. I still count her as a season 2 queen because she had, you know, made her debut there. So I really want to see Shangela. I would like to see her kind of, because she kind of had her moment to prove herself, but I don't think she had fully kind of found out who she was. And I would really like, I think she has evolved loads since I actually saw her live recently, and just blew me away. She's just so much energy, high energy, brilliant, you know, very enthusiastic. And and like, that's kind of, for me anyway, it contrasted from her season where I don't think she really was able to put her best foot forward, maybe because she was just a little bit unexperienced. So that's my take on it. Move on to season 3. And for season 3, there's a lot of players who I'd like to see on it. One that I'd like to see is India Farrow. I I really thought she'd be on All Stars 1. I know Mimi first was, and obviously there was a controversy of her having all these votes and whatever. But I'd love to see India Farah. The last time we had seen her, she had literally gotten her seat taken away from her at the finale. So I'd really like to see her get her spot back and, like, you know, make her way onto the show. Maybe she was moving from the seat to the show, hopefully. She didn't really get to highlight what she had. And everyone just knows her now as the girl who was lifted. And, you know, drag is not a contact sport. And, you know, I think she's more than that. So I'd really like to see that she'd be able to offer that to us. A lot of people have been talking about Mariah, and maybe Mariah might be coming back. I personally didn't love Mariah. I actually can appreciate that she is a really talented drag queen, and I think she did get booted off a little bit early, like I'll agree to that. But I'm not a huge fan, but apparently she is in the mix to be back on, so I'd like to see her. Maybe I'd like to see how she would progress, but I'm not a Mariah fan. Mariah Carey, yes. Mariah the drag queen, not so yes. My favorite queen from season 3, like, I would literally love to see her again. And I know people like kind of take her as a joke. It's Stacy Layne Matthews. Now, hear me out. I think she's very talented, and I think she's a little bit kind of played off as a joke, or kind of like, you know, I don't know. I thought she was very talented. Obviously, she won Snatch Game, and that's very hard to win. Like, all the people who won that, like, have done pretty well. And people are gonna be like, oh, what about Ben de la Creme and blah 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 blah. Let's not talk about them for a moment. I do think Stacy Layne Matthews would be brilliant. You know, obviously she won Snatch Game. She was brilliant at that. She was really funny in the you know, the Drag Queens in Space. I thought that was funny, her look, and she kind of served it. Not on the runway, but that time was good. And then she was really good in the workout video. Like, everyone was kind of counting her out, and they were like, oh, you know, Stacy Layne workout video, she's not going to be able to do it because she's the big queen. And she served it as well as chicken. So, you know, she had her shake and bake. Was it shake and bake? It was very clever, and I thought, you know, a lot of effort and thought and work and stuff had gone into that, and they kind of counted her out, and then she was kind of turned around, she's like, no bitch, you know, I am, you know, a player in this. And I did think she had gotten too soon. I would like to see Stacey again. I'd like to see how she's evolved, and I haven't actually heard too much about her, and she hasn't been to Ireland, so I haven't seen her live. I would like to see her live. If she did come, I would go see her. Okay, next is season 4. I adore season 4. I adore Delano season 4. I know she's not in it, but I really love season 4. I think people kind of forget about the kind of first lot of the cast that was kind of eliminated, because the second lot of the cast is so huge and so popular. Like, you've got Latrice, Willem, Sharon Needles, Fifi. Like, I know Fifi's not, maybe she's not popular, but she's, you know, she's in the spotlight. She's in, you know, she's talked about. But, like, I would love to see Jiggly Caliente. I just think Jiggly is hilarious. I would like to see her there. I just think that, you know, I think she'd be a good player. And I'd love to see another hot baked potato. Another one who I think I would love to see is Dita Ritz. I thought Dita Ritz was everything. Sorry, she also, that's my favorite lip sync ever. We need to see Dita on that. She gives so much high energy. You know, Latrice was like, that's what drag's all about. And when you're watching it, you just overcome an emotion. You're like, oh my god, like, there's so much there, and there's, oh, it's just brilliant. And I just love to see Dita Ritz on again. I just wanted to bring that high energy, see how she has kind of, you know, worked with it throughout the years, and has it progressed, has it, you know, so I'd love to see that. I'd also love to see the princess on it. Now, I think there was a bit of speculation that she might be on it, but then I think she has gigs kind of scheduled at the same time, so she might not be on it. But the princess is kind of, I think she's undervalued. I think that maybe, I think there was too much big personalities that she was kind of pushed to the side. And season 4 seemed to be all about bitchiness and cattiness and drama, and it really did kind of, you know, made for good TV. But then the princess's kind of, you know, drag style was kind of underappreciated. So I think she'd be good. I think she was just a little bit kind of drowned out by the other personalities. And maybe if she could find her voice and she could, you know, really push herself out there and, you know, really give it socks this time, I think she kind of let herself fizzle a little bit. And she wore the same outfit that Ru wore that episode that she had left. That has nothing to do with it, but I think, you know, I'd like to see her back and, you know, mimic all of other Ru's looks. So moving on to season 5. Now, my problem is with season 5 is that All Star season 2 was basically season 5 2.0. We had so many. We had Coco, Alyssa, Relaska talks like that. That's too much. I'm sorry. There was too much on that. And a lot of people were very upset with that. Well, not upset with that, just kind of, you know, where's the other season's representations? So that's why I'd love to see like a full season representation from all seasons this All-Star season 3. The only thing is maybe not season 5 because we had so much from that, but there is so much people in that that are like, you know, that are brilliant. Like, and I think someone who was overlooked and a lot of people would like to see is Ivy Winters. I just think she's amazing. I think she did bring a lot to the table. She kind of played herself with the whole advertisement that she did. And she didn't even know Tokyo from New York. Like, that was very... and she said she lived in New York. I don't know. And Michelle was like, girl, that's Tokyo, though. And she's like, I'd love to see Ivy. Obviously, when she came out in stills, like, that was a look and a half. Like, she is still probably... Like, I know she is, actually. She's still booking gigs from that. She's still booking, like, Pride from that. Like, they'll always want her on those stills. So she's pretty much set for life with those stills. And she's a circus performer. And I'd like for her to bring more of that to All-Star season 3 if she was picked for it. And then for the rest of season 5, I'm not really too pushed to see anyone else. I haven't really seen too much speculation about anyone who might be on from season 5. Someone said Serena Chacha, and I know that's a joke. Although, you know, she was all about the art drag style, and that's kind of, you know, become in vogue right now. So, you know, maybe she could make a return. I'm not too pushed to see her, but okay, and then that brings us to season 6. So season 6 is brilliant, and it was definitely overlooked when they were casting All Stars 2. I have no idea, because in my head I remember thinking, I was like, oh yeah, no, because they couldn't have cast anyone from season 6 because that was ongoing. I was like, wait, no, there was queens from season 7 on it, and I was like, wait, who was from season 6 that was on All Stars? And I completely forgot Adore, because obviously she had eliminated herself. So they kind of really only had Adore, and then obviously she left, so they didn't have any of they didn't have anyone else. And there's so many from that season. A lot of people are speculating, obviously, because Ru did say on the reunion episode of All Stars 2, which Fifi O'Hara wasn't at, that Adore would have an invite for All Stars season 3. He kind of jokingly said it, so that could be, you know, yes or no. And I think at the time Adore did say something like fuck yeah or party or something, so I think she's interested. So there's actually a lot of speculation for season 6 queens on this. So we have Milk, who people think she's pretty much confirmed because she actually cancelled a gig in Finland on July 16th. Reddit user thesmokeylife had confirmed this. So thank you for that, and obviously I get the shout out. Also Bendela Creme, she had cancelled a gig. This was obviously during the time that they're going to be doing the filming, and there's a Reddit user who actually wanted to go see her, was trying to get tickets and couldn't get tickets, and then emailed the club and was like, what's happening, why is there no tickets? And then they emailed back and they were like, she's going to be on All Stars season 3. So they literally said that. And the Reddit user is Fayette Villain 09. If I said that wrong, I'm so sorry. If you're watching, probably not. But if anyone else wants to, you know, dislike the video and comment how, you know, my pronunciation sucks, make sure to do so. Another one I'd like to see is Trinity K. Bonet. I thought she was really funny. She came out of her shell. I think maybe if she had another opportunity, she'd be able to kind of further push herself. Her stand-up was hilarious. Her lip sync against Milk was everything. My favorite. Like, just it looks like she's singing a song. And to quote Adore, she looks, you know, bomb.com, you know, .org.co.uk.
Fucking bomb.com.org.co.uk.
.ie, Ireland. She was amazing. I thought it was such a good look. The hippie look and the long weave. Oh, brilliant. And then she had the 7-Eleven.
Set me open like 7-Eleven.
And it was, oh, so funny. So I'd love to see Trinity K. Bonet on it. There is Darian Lake. I'm not a huge Darian Lake fan. I know a lot of people who are Darian Lake fans, so I'm just going to let that be there. Darian Lake is a speculation. I don't really care too much to see her. If she was there or not, it wouldn't really upset me. I don't think I'd be rooting for her. I just got a bad vibe from her. Obviously she made it to top 4, so she is a, you know, a kind of a big player queen. But I don't know why, I just never vibed with her, so that's that. Courtney Act, she's got a great personality. I think she's funny. She played the beach in the season. Sorry about my horrible Australian accent, but I would love to see Courtney Act. I thought her looks, everything. When the wings came out, like, and even Santina Rice was like, do the other girls not like fucking shit themselves? And they realised that, you know, this bitch is coming out with wings, and like Darian Lake's coming out with her like almost elephant look. She's a good singer, obviously, and she said she was a household name. in Australia, so obviously there's a lot of it's a huge fan base for her, and she does have a lot of fans, and she's part of the AAA girls, so I'd love to see her. I forgot to mention season 4, people were saying Willem, but that's not happening. Willem said no. She was in Dublin, she was live, and someone asked her is she going to be on season 2 of All Stars. She said no, and I believe her when she says no, and I don't think she has anything to do with the show anymore, and I think the ties have been severed. So that's just that. I forgot to say that, but that's just thrown in there. Now we're on season 7. So season 7, I think that was kind of like one of the first seasons that I had really kind of, you know, I was reading all the messages about stuff. I was, you know, finding out where all the gigs were on and like what was happening, and you know, where I could get and spill all the tea about the queens and stuff. So that was a really important season for me. I didn't really love it, but pretty much confirmed Trixie Mattel. Everyone's saying she's on it. She's cancelled gigs. So she was supposed to be touring as well, so she's not doing that. She's actually cancelled that. User BB had confirmed that she's actually cancelling a bit of her tour, and she's not doing a season 9 tour, and she's cancelling some of her one-woman gig shows. So I would say she's not busy August at all. She's nothing scheduled. I think she should be on it. I thought she should have been on it anyway. I did love her on the season. Obviously she did have the chance to come back, but the people that come back, like they don't really come back. They just kind of come back so that, you know, they can prolong it another week, basically, is in my opinion. Because I don't think when they do come back, a lot of people start rooting for them, and then that's snatched away from them. Like their wig is snatched right away when they're like, you know, this person's gone. Most of them last like 1 or 2 weeks. I think she probably lost the longest. Maybe it was like 3 weeks. It's not a good look to come back because you don't really get to win, and a lot of people realize that you don't. Another queen that is like pretty much a lot of people think she's going to be on it is Kennedy Davenport. I didn't love Kennedy. I don't know whether I didn't make a connection with her. I just thought, you know, she was a girl on the show. Everyone was upset when she bet Katya in that lip sync. I was really upset. I actually watched that like literally the day after it came out, because that's when we get it in Ireland. And it played in the George, which is a gay bar in Dublin, and I think the whole fucking bar was shook when there was the double split during the Roar, Katy Perry, and so many people were like, why is Katya gone home? A lot of people were upset, and there was a lot of screaming and shouting, and then obviously our drag queens had a lot of input, however, you know, kind or unkind it was. I think she had good looks, she had good style, she had good fashion. She didn't do it for me. Sorry, not sorry, hashtag Demi Lovato. Who I would love to see, who's not really talked about that much, is Jaden Dior Fierce. Her first, middle and last name should be Fierce, as Rue said. I thought she was great. She absolutely gave it socks and shoes when Ariana Grande was there, and I just thought she was just brilliant. I just loved Jaden. She was so funny in the, oh, what was that one? Sissy That Walk? When Sissy That Walk party, she was so funny, and I think that was underappreciated. She was hilarious. Another queen people are thinking is Max. I like Max. The only thing I can remember from Max, like that's really prominent in my head, I don't know whether, because obviously with a lot of queens, they kind of get stuck with moments from the show, kind of follow them the whole way. Like as I was saying with India Farah, like she's known as a, you know, the queen that got fucking lifted and got taken off the stage, or taken back up to the stage, I suppose, actually. Max, all I can remember was when she had that kind of like moment where she couldn't breathe, and then she did the, I don't know, that bit. It wasn't funny. It was poorly timed. She was having like a moment of weakness, and then she was like, oh, I couldn't resist it. And it's like, wait, we were trying to take you seriously. You know, everyone's waiting for you to, you know, get back on your feet. And obviously the queens always complain about standing in the heels all day, so, and on the show, and standing on the stage. So for her to do that, I just thought was really weird. It was really random. I don't know, maybe it was the way they edited it, but that's something that sticks with me with Max, and obviously the grey hair. If I saw Max, I'd be, you know, I kind of want to see what way she, you know, not play the grey hair and like actually take on advice. And then maybe the one time she did wear the black hair, kind of was her downfall. So I don't know, maybe she should stick with the grey hair, I don't know. But that's Max, so maybe Max could be on it. Season 8. See, I didn't really like season 8 that much because it was really obvious who was going to win. The only person that shocked me on that season was Naomi Smalls. So if I did want to see someone back, it would be her. I love Naomi. You know, at the start she kind of seemed like she was going to be someone who was going to be kicked out quite soon, and then obviously she kind of flipped it around, and, you know, she showed me, and I was like, okay, when she had her scarecrow look with the Little Women, it was brilliant. I thought that was the best. Obviously it was the best, it won. But it was a very good look, and I thought, you know, she executed it very well. So Chi Chi. So I don't really love Chi Devayne. A lot of people have said if Chi Chi comes back, maybe Kennedy won't come back, because they do have a very similar type of style of drag, and maybe they might want to put them together. Maybe they might be, you know, team up, and they obviously, if they have similar drag, they might, you know, bond well together. So maybe the producers might want to see that, or maybe the producers are like, no, we have one, we don't need another. And that's, you know, unfortunately that's the way they kind of need to cut it down. Obviously I've named so many queens and they can only have a certain amount, so you never know. Moved one of her gigs due to a scheduling conflict. So what is more important than a gig? That you get money from RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 3. Excuse me. Another queen that a lot of people are speculating is Miss Thorgy Thor, looking good and feeling thorgeous. I love Thorgy. Thorgy was amazing. At the start I hated her, but then she grew on me. I thought she's so clever, she's so talented, she really gave it. She kind of wasn't afraid to fight for her, you know, remember when Chi Chi was like, no, you're not doing that drug bit, and she's like, no, I'm doing the drug bit, you know, she one shot of adrenaline, and she went with it, and she was like, but she kind of over-exaggerated how much they liked it, but it did go down well in her defense. I think Thorgy Thor kind of went too soon. Obviously I remember she said in an interview that like when she knew that the song was picked, she knew they wanted Chi Chi to stay. I'm telling you I'm not going, was very kind of aimed towards Chi Chi, like, and then obviously when her beads broke, that was, you know, bye Thorgy, and Thorgy tried to do a flip, but it kind of didn't work, and at the end she grabbed Chi Chi's hand for some reason, and she was like, Miss Chi Devayne, and it was kind of like, you know, save her, and I was like, why did you do that, Thorgy? I loved you. I still love you, but at that moment I was kind of a bit upset. Then the next queen that people are speculating is Kim Chi. Now I think if Kim Chi gets on this season, she'll pretty much win. She's worked on her choreography, she's good at walking in heels, and that was her big downfall. She's kind of gained a lot of confidence. Obviously we've seen her grow through her season, but I think she's just gained so much confidence again. She has a huge following. A lot of people are rooting for her, so I think if she gets on the season, she will probably be one of the tops again. So I think Kim Chi would be a really good selection, and a lot of people have speculated that she's going to be on it. I don't have any proof or any but a lot of people have been talking about her, which means she's definitely going to be on it. The player I'd like to see is Acid Betty. I love Acid Betty. Apparently she's not going to be on it, but I love Acid Betty. She went too soon. She kind of played herself in the snatch game. It didn't work right. She didn't put enough thought into it, and then obviously when she wore the Madonna pregnant look, and then she was like, I think I was the first queen to lip sync pregnant. I was like, oh. As soon as I heard her say that, I was like, no, you know, you had Latrice. And little Kenny Michaels, you know, and little Kenny Michaels' weird lip sync extraness. But I would love to see Acid Betty. I think she's not going to be on it, but I love her style. I just thought she was able to bring something a little bit different. You know, there was a twist, and it was kind of like, you know, I liked Acid Betty. A lot of people liked Acid Betty, so she's there. Then we have the most recent season, which is season 9. A lot of people are obviously saying Valentina. I also agree Valentina. I've kind of lost a bit of respect for her. I just don't really love her as much as I did when I was watching the show. I think a lot of shit happened. It's just the thing, I think it's so current now that like loads of stuff can happen while the season's on that makes you not like someone that's outside of the show. And before it wasn't really like that. Like when you're watching the earlier seasons, you kind of didn't have any, you know, anyone in your ear kind of like, oh, well, you hear what she said on Instagram, and you know, she's talking about these emojis. And I would say if we didn't have any social media side of it, like if just say if social media was blocked while the show is on, I know that would never happen, I think I would like Valentina. I just think the stuff that I've heard is just made herself when she didn't know Greedy. Ariana Grande, Greedy, are you serious? Dangerous Woman, one of the best albums ever. You didn't know Greedy. What? I was so shocked, even though I knew it was going to happen because everyone had already told me. And literally people were able to tell me what queen sent her home, why she was getting sent home, and what Ru said, and the song. And I was like, how do you know all this information? I would like to see Valentina. I'd like to see how the other queens react to her, and I'd like to see how she kind of, you know, she knows now she's in a little bit of hot water, so what way will she... Then we have Aja, who everyone's speculating coming in. She actually cancelled one of her Australian tours. User Really Bish had confirmed that. She was set for an Australian tour just recently this week. the Australian tour. So obviously that didn't happen. So she cancelled that. Maybe it's for preparation, or maybe she's been sequestered. But then people were saying she was live streaming on Instagram. So maybe they're not being sequestered. Maybe they are not just yet. You know, they're shooting in August. August hasn't happened yet. Maybe it has when you're watching this video, but it hasn't right now. I'm like, wait, did it? No. I would like to see Aja, but maybe not now. I think it's too soon for me. I don't think she's had time to grow. I don't think she's had time to appreciate, you know, the critiques she's got, not just from like the judges and the show, from like fans online. People are like, you know, you need to kind of, you know, she went in thinking she was, you know, she went in thinking she was all that in a bag of chips, and obviously she wasn't. She was barely a bag of... And then another queen that people want to see is Shay, but apparently she's going on tour, so she won't be there. I'm not too pushed on seeing Shay. I think Shay, people kind of see her as second place, even though she officially didn't get second place. But I think Shay has already got a huge name for herself. You know, she's had her Cocky music video, and that's doing really well, and she's got her... I think she's going to be able to do all right without needing season 3 All Stars. So I don't think she'll be on it. Maybe she might be on season 4 when, you know, maybe her fame has kind of fizzled out. But I don't think she'll be on this season. I don't really want to see her, to be honest. I think we have seen all we need of Shay, to be honest. Like, I think season 3 of All Stars needs to be geared more towards kind of showing queens that we don't get to see as much, and maybe, you know, ones that have progressed. I think there needs to be more time in between the seasons. That's my take on it. Just to recap, so that's my lineup. So just to recap, so the queens that people are saying are pretty much confirmed. I'll just go through them season by season. We have Angina, Morgan McMichaels, and then season 3 and 4 we haven't got anyone kind of close to confirmed yet, but I'd say there will be some representation. Season 5, Ivy Winters, people are saying. We've got Milk and Ben de la Creme. Then we've got Trixie Mattel, Kennedy Davenport, Chi Devayne and Thorgy, Aja and Valentina. They'd be the closest to confirm. There's no one confirmed just yet. Obviously they haven't confirmed it, but that would be the closest to what could be confirmed. So if you like that video, make sure to subscribe. There'll be more of RuPaul's Drag Race. Make sure to leave a comment and leave a like if you like my... And if you didn't agree with my list, or you know, you hate me, give it a dislike just so I know maybe you don't want to see this. So that's my tea. Thank you so much for watching. Guramila Sheila, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Get a grip, get a life, get over it.